Twitch. Let's have a look-sees. And the mic works beautifully. Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome to WAOF1 on Sunday yet again. I think we're just waiting on a few more people to join before we get going. In Brazil. I'll quickly put the stream link in the chat. I missed last week, and so did you guys. Well, if you're watching this, you probably didn't because you're, well, in the league. But just a quick recap after last week's race in China, which is, if I can find it, there we go, the race report. So, in the sprint, it was Freedom and Gooner and Haley on the podium, with I believe Freedom winning that race. And then in the main race, with the top 10 reversed, there was a bit of rain. Hayes took the win there. Haley and Licorious were the fellow podium guys, and the Doggish Heat climbed from last to P8. So that is impressive, to say the least. And now we are fully caught up. No talk about Feyenoord tonight, Doggers. Do it again and I will time you out. And hello, Hilly and Will. Feyenoord is a banned subject. And then especially Raheem Sterling as well. Now it is Brazil, so I do expect rain. Usually there. Hello, Bucko. Good evening, good evening. Imagine rain. I'm manifesting it. I want the rain, Brazil race. Full wets. Come on. Ah, well, it could still rain in the race. I am good. I am annoyed, but good. I am annoyed because Feyenoord drew against last in the league. But besides that, I am very good. Had a nice day. Went to some... I don't know how to say that in English, but a market, but instead of where you buy food, you buy stuff other people have. And then they don't want anymore, like that kind of market. So... yeah, that was fun. Didn't buy anything because I couldn't really find anything interesting. Was tempted to buy a Nintendo DS, but decided, well, nah, I don't really need it, so I just won't buy it. And that was my day. Hope you are alright as well. Hope everyone's alright as well. We love a healthy WAOF. Ooh, so it might be very rainy. Yeah, it was a fun day, man. Um, like usually in weekends, I'm home alone, so I don't really like go away with the family that much. But um, when they are here in weekends, I do like to do something with them, and well, it usually ends up in just going like bargain hunting somewhere, which I love. Anyway, here's Gunnar, and he is gonna start his qualifying attempt. Still 18 minutes to go, but yeah, Gunnar will be looking to get off to a great start. Good luck, Bacho. You got big shoes to fill, being this man's teammate. I also see no Dorling, so I will actually witness a no Dorling win myself this season. It is unbelievable. Quickly gonna go on mute because I'm gonna open a bag of sweets. Gunnar into P1 with a 107.9, and I, while looking at the other times, assume that is a very good one. Then again, Hilly and James do beat it, so I don't know for sure. Hilly did get pole on Wednesday in ARC, which was fun. Don't remember if he actually ended up winning that race or not. I think Whoopi did, but Hilly showed some great pace in quali. He is turning into a quali merchant, if I do say so myself. Let's have a look at someone else as well. Doris, the Rain King, has nothing to, well, wet the track. I mean, I guess he could like do a little rain dance somewhere, and he might be able to get a little bit of dampness on the track, but not enough to warrant intermediate tires. Comes across the line and into P10, that is decent. And WAOF, as usual, very close around Brazil. By the end of the session, do not be surprised if there's like 15 people within a second. Now, if by now you haven't watched the F1 race IRL, either you must not care about it, or what are you doing? But I'm gonna talk about it a bit now. So spoiler alert for those. Yeah, Mercedes won too. Who would have thought that? I did love how Ferrari was actually like able to compete. That surprised me a lot. Mega of the start. And well, classic Ferrari, they're just not good at strategy, which sucks. But not the end of the world. But yeah, it was a fun race, especially the start. There's just so many overtaking, which is very fabricated with the new regulations. But I don't know, I like it. It's not really F1 per se, but like the spirit of F1 is kind of gone with it. But I like the new overtaking. I prefer it to having boring races. Then again, I did fall asleep after like lap 18 and had to watch the rest back later. But we move. Haley did get disconnected. I'm gonna quickly pop him an invite. And we will we? We will go on with Admiral. Admiral goes into 5th. Immediately gets dropped back down. The 6th, I don't know who just overtook him there. I think it was Ryan. Yeah, that is a good lap time. Thank you, the Wilvers. How are you? How are you? Actually, never seen you before. Which one of are you one of the drivers right now, or you're just here to spectate? As this James, that is a great lap time. 107.7. Ah, fair enough. Well, just for you then. We're gonna show the lap. We're gonna have to. It's only fair. You are here to support. That wasn't with me. I wasn't here last time. But only practicing. I mean, I get that. It's not really, I'd say, the most fun game at the moment in terms of racing. So she has backed out. So I'm fair enough. I do apologize because I don't remember you. But good to have you back. Bucko in a great middle sector. So only 2/10 of an improvement that will only see him into P14 as he invalidated somewhere. I didn't even see where. But his lap is gone, so no improvement. Back to Hayes, who this time will start a lap. Hilly with a 107.4. Now it might just be very easy to impress me, but that just seems very quick. Ah, that is just unlucky. Hayes up 5/10. That would be a very big improvement. Looking to get into the top 5. That final straight is gonna have to be mega to tip Hilly's time. But it is into the top 5. And that is, again, mega close ahead of Delano. Only 6,000ths of a second. 4 minutes remaining quali. Getting into the business end right now. JSS at the moment not really showing the space. Not really showing the pace, not the space. That we are used to him. He's only in P10, but he is going again on another lap. And this time he'll be looking to challenge for pole position. Not improving just yet. It's gonna have to be a good middle sector. Does have the Red Bull behind of... Is that the Red Bull? It is, but it is the couriers from an outlap. Here comes JSS. Stalling towards the line. And pulls into the pit lane anyway. So he thinks he doesn't improve by enough. With that backs out and is hoping for that final attempt to be good enough. To Jay Lucchesi is new. I love that name. I hope I pronounced that right. Lucchesi sounds awesome. He pulls into the pit lane. So does Robin. Hilly's retired. That is not on track, I don't think. He stood still nowhere. Hilly, that is ballsy. If that ends up being the pole time. The best ego retire I would have ever seen. Now, no pressure, Bucko, but we are on with you. Show us what you got. A lot of traffic in that middle sector for Paco. Don't think he let them distract him much though. Into the second sector split, he is up almost half a second. Ooh, but that rear end slide will cost him a run towards the line. And this will be his final lap. He'll be the first to put in his final lap time. With that, he improves massively. But that last little slide did cost him a position or two. And Baco, well, he'll be P15. Yeah, I thought that was fast, Hilly. That looked very fast. Good to know that's your personal best, man. Well done. Right. Well, let's hope Gunnar doesn't beat it. He's coming across the line. And he does not. Only improves by 88 thousandths. And there's James, but he's down in the middle sector as well, and he's in none. Hayes jumps up to P3. Very close once again to Gunnar. James still in none. I don't know if that's intentional or not. I don't know if that's like the meta, but he's 4 tenths down. It won't be James on pole. Will is slow. Delano is not on a lap. Admiral is also in none. And James pits. I think that is Hilly on pole. JSS is really the only one who can't do anything. And he needs to find 9 tenths in the final sector. So that means that pole position is basically confirmed for Lee. JSS still moves up to P8. But that lap, which I wondered if it was quick or not, is actually very quick. And it is pole position for the Devon Demon. Hat-trick, damn. Go on, Hilly. I love to see it. Best not get a Liam Lawson start though. Well, hopefully it will be an interesting one. Oh, and it's raining. It is actually raining, so it's wet to dry to wet. What did Douglas say at the start? Starts 44%, then down to 8, so it's gonna dry up, and then at the end of the race, it's gonna be wet again. This is awesome. Ooh, that will be close to drying up completely then. Track won't dry as quickly, but it should still dry. Are you able to start on the soft stockers, or is it inters? Actually, we can check. It is inters. Great quality from the Sauber team, by the way. P5 and P6. High step closest teammate pairing, followed by the Haas drivers. Yeah, true. I mean, the longer we do wait, the longer it's, or the earlier it's gonna dry up, but also the earlier the rain is gonna come at the end. We are checking. You messaged the wrong account, because I ain't got no DM. There you go. I should be at the top now. Can you guys hear, like, I've been chewing on sweets the whole time. I don't know if you guys can hear that. So, can you? Because if you can, then I do apologize. I'll stop. Hear me chewing. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, it will definitely be fully dry at one point then. That is a weird forecast. Thank you. Sour Patch Kids are honestly the best. Although, in this day and age, it's probably better to change the name. Alright, so let's have a look at the tires then. Oh, it's all Indus. What a shocker. So Hilly is underfueled, and at the moment he seems to be the only one, and he is the only one who has fully underfueled. 5 millimeters of rain, Douglas says. This is gonna be wet, but for how long? It really won't be long. Two Haas cars having a little battle on the formation map. Quickly hide all of this. Definitely don't need lap data. Oh, 5 minutes. Yeah, I won't lie, I am on sleep deprived schedule at the moment. I might not understand things fully, man. Only reason I'm awake is because I've had a mega monster. JT Gent very early sim with Bucko. Who is that? Right. New Jersey has also lined up, which means we will wait for the lights. There's 3, there's 4, there's 5. Not off as quickly as they were in Australia, but we are underway in Brazil. And it is, well, a good getaway from everyone, but the best there from Hayes, who is round the outside of the turn 1. That's 3 wide there. Bumping all together. There's a big crash in the back of the field. Multiple cars round Admiral, losing out most there. Admiral had a big spin. He is lucky not to get away with any damage there whatsoever. And it's Gunnar who leads Hayes, who leads Hilly. Hilly did not have a good start in the end. 3 wide into turn 1 as there's yet another crash. Or at least they're coming together by the looks of it, of Landucci and JT Gent. I think I saw it wrong. Bucko goes wide. Now it's side by side with Victorious, who gets past as well. Bucko struggling a bit in the interconditions. Ooh. Big rear end snap. There is Ryan on the inside of Robin. And does he get past? No, he does not. The outside line does not have enough grip just yet. Here is Gunnar, followed by Hayes. And they will end off finishing lap 1, biggest gainer of the start. Well, Watson, Doggers and Emperor. Doggers now in his territory as he is side by side with JSS into turn 1. JSS switches it back. That is almost Verstappen Ocon-esque. But on exit, Doggers has that tight line. They're gonna be side by side into turn 4. Doggers edges ahead. And in the background as well, that is Emperor, who sends it, or at least looks down the inside of JSS. Now is past because JSS goes wide. But Doggers see it back up to P8. Hey, I won't tell if you won't tell. It is the best energy drink though, by far. At the end of the second lap, it is still Gunnar who leads Hayes. We're gonna go on board with Gunnar just to quickly check if the rain is starting to slow down, and by the looks of it, it is not. Here is Hayes right behind. Not really with enough pace to get past Gunnar yet on that straight put. Definitely enough pace to stay close. If Gunnar were to end up winning this race, it would be his first race in the Sunday tier since America. That would be Miami, I believe, at the start of the season, about 3 months ago. Meantime, Doggers is, he has massively pulled away from Emperor. Emperor nowhere to be seen on his rear end, and he is now closing up to the Haas of Watson, who also had a good start. His teammate not so much, but Watson is well, he got a great jump off the line. Another fastest lap for Gunnar. Douglas will be making big games meantime. Also keeping an eye on James and Hilly and Delano. Because that battle is getting spicy. There's a lot of people battling. But we see a crazy middle of the lap send from Douglas in the wet. Surely not. Not really close enough there. That is a bad run from Watson though. And he has again not really put himself in a great position on exit. Douglas struggled on said exit, putting the power down. He has a lot of battery as Hayes puts in the fastest lap. So also keeping an eye on that. Here is Douglas closing up to the inside of Watson though. He sends it. Gets it done. Watson able to switch it back a little bit. Douglas gets a good exit, and that I think is opportunity over for Watson to get the position back on this lap. And Douglas into P7. Now up 6 places from where he started. Onto the battle for the lead, because this is getting close. And the rain has stopped. It took 5 laps. But the rain is now over, and now it's a race to see when is it gonna be dry enough for slicks. And what tire do you go on to? Do you go on to the hards and wait for that second bit of rain? Or do you select mediums, have that early pace advantage? But you might struggle to make it to the hard or to the wets at the end of the race. If it's even needed. Delano is in first, as the other guys are staying out. A few other people also into the pit lane. We're gonna quickly have a look. 5 people in total pit here. And I don't think Delano changed tires. Oh no, he did. He's onto the hards, so Delano and Admiral on hards, and all the other on mediums. So Delano and Admiral want to guarantee themselves making it to the end. And now it is, how much do they gain on the leader in this lap? Here we are gonna go quickly on board with the leaders. And that gap is not really coming down as much as Delano would want. As a matter of fact, it is going up significantly. So it's not dry enough yet. And Cooler is also right on the limit with fuel. Fastest lap for Hayes. James is in. He thinks it's time. Meanwhile, the guys who just pitted for Dries have lost a second to the leaders. It is not helpful at all to pit right now. It is too early still, and James is with Robin and JT Gent, the other ones, in to the pit lane. And that's the moment James knew he messed it up. DRS is enabled though. And you can see Delano as well is starting to decrease the gap. We have a better aim with James to see whether he's gaining or not. After Williams gets a 10-second penalty for speeding. This is very close, and Hayes will get an opportunity to maybe even fight into the pit lane. Definitely time to pit. And there comes everyone. You don't want to be speeding into here. It will make or break your whole race, Thomas. Oh. Half a heart attack. Most people so far opting for the hearts. As everyone else is now into the pit lane. Well, there goes James. Fastest lap of the race. That's gonna be close with Hayes on the exit, I believe, as Hilly has jumped Hayes. The pit lane. Somehow, James! On the grass and into the barrier. What has happened here? Oh, that's a wheel. His wheel's fucked. Yeah, his wheel is... or was messed up there. Don't know if that still is. He is completely out of it though. He just reset his wheel then, I would assume. His wheel, I don't know what happened there, but that is massively cost him. I think this might be AI. Wow, no clue what happened there. Here is Hayes now back up the inside of Hilly, going for the move and making it into turn 4. Quickly, we've seen the tires by now. JSS, Watson, Emperor and Ryan on the mediums and everyone else on the hards. So we can close that back down. And yeah, James out of the running for this race. James is back into the pit lane. Well, it's either that or maybe a slight mishap in, well, where James is right now. It's still tricky coming out of the pit lane. It is they're dry on cold tires, let alone in a still quite wet track on dry tires. As that is James now a lap down and, well, behind the Kick Saubers, so behind the top 5. So Admiral closing in on Akakev. Not yet able to get past it. Fastest lap for Gunnar. Hayes has pulled away basically completely from Hilly. And fastest lap of the race for Whale. As James is retired in the pit lane, the wheel damage is severe. Here comes Admiral once again closing on Akakev. That would be an insane cent if he made that, but he did not. I mean, I do know Hilly closed up in the pit lane, like entering, but that is weird. Oh, that is a move. That is, well, new regulation-esque move. by Admiral, who goes into P13 and beats Akaken. Licorious now up next. That is a bad exit for Watson. And that should leave the door wide open for Licorice. He shouldn't even have to use that much battery to get past. There he is, up to P8. Akakev is still able to stay with Admiral, but he did pick up a 3-second penalty. As Cheluchachi is about to be lapped by Gunnar. Well, just staying closely behind his teammate. They don't need to fight, so they won't. They're in great positions. This is a nice little battle though for P10. Emperor Ryan Bucko. Now, Emperor does have a 3-second penalty, but Ryan and Bucko still would like to progress further up the field if they can. Here is Ryan on the inside of Emperor. Gets that move done quite nicely with a big send into turn 4. Now it's up to Bucko to see if he can make any sort of inroads, but he is, well, far behind. Did make up a bit of time on corner entry. Really, he is quite fast entering the corner, so might be running a bit higher wings than the likes of Emperor and Ryan will. And Will and Delano have swapped places. A big opportunity for Bucko. He has the most ERS out of everyone in the lead. Ryan is gonna have to defend from Emperor, and he does so on the first straight as James has left the session. This is a straight that's gonna hurt him though. This might be 3 wide into turn 4 because there's Bucko as well, and Bucko is basically bump drafting, sends it down the inside of 1, and somehow Emperor with enough grip there to stay ahead of Bucko. That is an impressive defense, and stays alive for now, still within the DRS of Ryan, and still with an opportunity to get back into the top 10. And GSS having a fight in turn 1. Quickly gonna tune off of that battle for P10. Thomas fends off GSS's first attack, and there won't be a second one, because Thomas has burned enough of his challenger's battery to stay ahead for now. Now it's up to, well, both of them to save enough battery, which JSS is doing a lot and Thomas is not doing a lot. Thomas does not really have a big amount of pace in the dry compared to his pace in the wet, so it might be tough for him to keep JSS behind for long. He's doing a good job so far. There is a yellow flag in sector 2. believe that's the Williams of Landucci just letting people past. Here's Delano, who is swapping back past the wheel. I think these two are just trying to DRS swap, as Hayes has gotten into the DRS range of Gunnar. So the battle for the lead is on. Medium tires will start to be dropping off right about now. So the rain should come sooner rather than later for the people on them. Unfortunately, it's not a lot of people that have chosen for the mediums, and basically everyone should be able to get to the wets. Before that though, there is a DRS overtake in the dry. It is very nicely lined up for Hayes. Gaining on the straight, side by side on the straight, and passed into turn 1. Hayes does it with a big lockup that leaves the door open for Gunnar to maybe try and do something into turn 4. Should have DRS, does not have the right amount of battery, and that is Hayes who takes the lead of the race in lap 17. Watson, who was one of those mediums drivers, has pitted now. Meantime, Licorius has also gone past Douglas. He has caught up very quickly to him and JSS. And Douglas slowly starting to drop down the pack. There's a yellow flag for, I believe, Robin. The lead battle this time, it is up to Gunnar, who has less battery than Hayes. So Hayes should be able to defend. Gunnar won't stop trying though, and he's gonna gain into turn 1. Gaining. Trying to go round the outside. That was close. Now with another opportunity into turn 4. The gap is 3/10. It's gonna have to be closing a lot, but he does not have any ERS remaining. And no attack launched. The other Haas, Orion, also into the pit lane halfway through the race. Now, in the meantime of this battle, it is JSS who has made, or not made his way, conceded a position to Licorius, who has now moved up to P6. And of course the two Haas cars have pitted. Here comes Gunnar once again. He has another look on the inside of turn 1 as Delano also pits from the hard. That is interesting. Why after 11 laps is he pitting? What I want to know is to another set of hards. There's no way those tires can only last 11 laps. That must be an attempt to try and undercut the leaders, but he's put himself in a lot of traffic. That is a huge shame behind, well, Admiral. As Buck goes round. He was round by the looks of it. Lost quite a few positions there. This said Delano trying to go around the outside of Akakev. switches it back to the inside. That's not a place where you see an overtake every day. And now it's a DRS cat and mouse game, which has been won by Akakev. JSS does pit from the mediums to what I would assume to be another set of mediums. There's Akakev going back past Bucko with a penalty. This is costing Delano a lot of time. And that could be a slingshot for Robin. Actually, he decides not to launch an attack. Delano does make his way past Akakev. A few more pitties, so let's quickly check what tires they've gone on to. It's harsh all around. All the medium runners have now pitted. It's not for Will. Again, another set of hearts. And that will go to the rain. I wonder if anyone is able to make it to the rain, and if it even comes at all. It is now at the fully dry stage. It did show at what Douglas showed me in a screenshot of the weather report. So it's definitely gonna rain at the end. Delano has cost, or with his pit stop, has cost himself about 2 seconds. Gunnar does close up every single lap to the back of Hayes, but can't really find his way past. He's not saving battery. See, it's already a big thing now to save enough battery to overtake, let alone when the new update comes. It's gonna be horrible. There's a move for Delano past that, although he is up to 7. I believe that's behind Akakev. It is Robin still behind. But, also not great at saving battery by the looks of that. And that's gonna be a no-go for him. Oh, James, what happened, mate? Just looked like you turned left. Oh, the party ended. I was wondering why I didn't see the thingy pop up on the top of my screen. But what happened, James? As Ligorius also now into the pit lane. And this puts Hodogus into P4. So just was a wheel glitch then. That is weird. And that is Akakev and Bucko into the pit lane, and Akakev is sped into it. Ah, unlucky, man. You had pace. Yeah, that just does kinda hinder your race, doesn't it? The Alpine swap is not something the leaders have been doing. Hayes has been controlling the pace beautifully. This time though, Gunnar is quite close onto the straight. As Hayes pits. And Hayes speeds into the pit lane. 10-second penalty, and that is, well, unless Gunnar and Hilly both get one race over. Togus also into the pit lane. That is a penalty that will hurt a lot. Togus drops a lot of places. He's down to P11. Will and Delano currently would be ahead of Hilly, but I have no doubt that both Hilly and Gunnar would try and make it to the rain, which should come in about those final 6 laps. Question is whether that rain enough. JSS actually plays this smart. He's not really pushing on this straight. To be fair, neither is Admiral. They have similar battery levels. Is now an opportunity for JSS, and Admiral doesn't really fight JSS up to P6. Most positions gained in the race so far from Robin from P16 now up to P10. Does still have to pit though. I mean, everybody does, because rain, but Robin's tires are the oldest out of everyone on the grid. Is just immediately pulling away lovely amounts from Admiral. That was with a 3-second penalty. Quite a few people with penalties. Let's give you guys a quick penalty update if we can. There we go. That's the penalty. 13 seconds for Akakev, 10 for Hayes, and everyone else with just a 3 or none. And Bucko on the mediums. Gunnar can't make it, and Gunnar also speeds into the pit. What? How? They both do it. Gunnar and Hayes both sped into the pit lane, and Hayes will now be out ahead by miles. Gunnar is on the mediums, so Gunnar will gain back. Will though has jumped Gunnar after his pit stop. That is beautifully undercut. Now Gunnar will be quicker, but that is well executed. It's now Gunnar's task to make up 6 seconds to Hayes to try and still win this race. Yeah, must be, but then there's still a big thing that just tells you how much speed you should carry into the, or well, where the line is really. So. There's also the pit entry is slanted, so you should be able to see the line. There's Gunnar back past the wheel. I think they were just trying to both push it, and well, they both messed it up. But this has now leveled out the playing field, and with Hilly still staying out, who is impressive on tire wear. So there's a safety car out of nowhere. For who? For what? Who has damage? I think I did see Admiral drop quite a few spots. Safety car not really making up its mind. That is another twist on this race. Everything will now be bunched up, and this as well will probably put, if they pit, Hayes and Gunnar outside of the top 5. And to be fair, it's probably better to pit and remove. Yeah, that probably was Admiral then, because Admiral was quite high up. Haley is in, of course, and Haley has absolutely masterclassed it, of course. In true Haley fashion, puts on the softs. And here are the 10-second penalties. I'd expect Gunnar to stay out if he didn't have that penalty. And Licorius actually does stay out. Whale is now up to second, theoretically. Well, not theoretically. Licorius on 6-lap-old hards. He's gonna do it, and Watson has gambled and is put on the inters. Surely not. There's no clouds yet. Quite a few people have chosen mediums. I think softs is actually the right call here. Because that safety car won't be in for another like 3 laps. Licorius has seen the opportunity to try and do something. Looking at the weather now, I do not think that it will rain. Or at least rain enough to warrant a pit stop. If it does though, in those final like, 3 laps of it, it will have to be insanely quick roll in. But Watson might have cooked. But I don't think he has. I think it's not the best decision to go onto the inters right now. And the longer this safety car stays out, of course, as well, the better it is for the soft runners. And it's gonna get spicy into turn 1. I really don't think this is the last safety car. Because with the Licorius here, well, Will and Hayes, they're gonna wanna get past as quickly as possible, and that might get scrappy. With a bit of luck, the safety car is in this lap. So that will be 6 laps. Nah, I mean, just look at this really. It's just, safety car is in this lap. It's completely dry. There's no clouds there, there's no clouds, well there's some clouds there. There's not really clouds there. But they are starting to roll in. And the clouds are starting to show up more. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely messed it up because it's bone dry now and he's on inters. Soft for Hilly and he's gone, and that is immediately big pressure for Licorius, as that's Hayes as well, trying to go around the outside. There's a 10-second penalty for exceeding track limits. That is mental, but everyone is clean through, and Licorius has nailed the restart, really. This is where Licorius is gonna struggle though. And Bucko, no! I see on the minimap Bucko's in the wall. Hayes is trying to fight Will instantly. Genuinely at this point, anyone could still win. That's the big send from Will on Licorius. That's what he needed, but Hilly already has a 2.2 second gap. Now, this should be a field day for Hayes, but actually, it's onto the straight, and Licorius is actually doing really well. Under the brakes, it's gonna be Hayes, but go big send. Licorius with a surprising amount of grip, a bit of wheel banging going on, and there is Gunnar, switches it to the inside, spokes Hayes in. That is some wheel banging going on once again. That is some hard racing, and Gunnar now passed. And Will is catching Hilly. Four laps to go. Licorius still holding on. That is a move from Gunnar, which he does get done, but this does give Licorius DRS onto the next straight. The gap to Haley has plateaued a little bit for Will. He gains at the start of the lap, but at the end he doesn't. And that is Licorius back at the P3. Now though, he has two, maybe three cars going past him into turn 4. This is awesome. Gunnar surely gets past now, but he gets a bad exit. That is Delano making a move on Hayes. And again they can't get past. Oh, and Douglas. He was on for such a good place as well, but he's had a moment. And this is a great battle, and Hayes is, well, I am sure frustrated because he is just stuck. But Licorius is defending amazingly. This time Will did gain 5 tenths. Will I finally see a Will win happen? This time Gunnar did not make the same mistake. And he's gonna get past Licorius, and so might Hayes. It's gonna be at least Gunnar. He does it round the outside beautifully, by the way. Licorius, amazing grip. Licorius coming back at Gunnar into turn 4. We have a front row seat with Hayes. And Licorius is back ahead. How is he doing this? He's actually getting to a point where those hards might even be better than the softs. They do all have about the same amount of ERS. Licorius needs a good exit once again. And he does get it. Matter of fact, he goes into medium. He doesn't really have to burn that much. As long as he just loses one position, he's fine. Hayes has the nose there and makes contact with Licorius, and that's that battle over. Say probably just a racing incident, but not the way that battle should have ended. And yeah, now Licorius is caught out. And positions will be lost. That's Delano now also passed into P5. But it was a heroic drive. And that is an unfortunate finish for him. That will definitely not be the last we've probably seen of that. Now, with 1 lap to go, it's Hilly who has a 1.5 second lead. Gap is dwindling though. Yeah, he'll give it everything on this lap to give himself an opportunity to do anything towards the line. Delano gets past Licorius as well. Licorius gets it back though. Amazing drive on these hards. He's doing very well. It is gonna be the man who got pole though, is gonna take the win in Brazil. He is strategically masterclassed it, and for the first time this season I will see someone else win than Gunnar or what was his name? Oh, I already forgot it. Dorling. It is Hilly who takes the win in Brazil. It is Whale who takes second. It is Gunnar who takes third. That was an awesome edition of the Brazil race. It's a lot of people still coming across the line. Licorius in the end in P5. And, well, I'd say he's my driver of the day. He has been heroic. He has had an unfortunate ending to that race, but still, with everyone around him, he still gets P5. And Hilly and Will definitely did have good races as well, but they got a podium. So I'm sure they won't be that mad about losing out on driver of the day there. Ah, fair enough. No worries, mate. Thank you for being here throughout the race. And thank you to everyone else watching as well. It has been an awesome Brazil race. And the pole man takes victory. We will be back next week. And we will be in Vegas. So that's gonna be fun. I will quickly show the race results. There we go. And yeah, with that I'd like to wish you all a very good start to your next week. Have a blessed time, and I will see you all next Sunday. Good night.